Hello there everyone, welcome back to Imagine with Royce. If you're new here, I am a collector, sculptor, and painter. And today's video is going to be all about Disney's Haunted Mansion, and more specifically, the figure of Madame Leota. Yes, I have gotten all of your messages on how did I create her, and I thought the best way for me to do this is just to make a video to show you my how-to and hopefully inspire you to make your own. So, let's get started. Alright, so to start out, you are going to notice that mine is a little different than the theme park version. I did a collage of the 2003 Eddie Murphy version and the Haunted Mansion version that opened in the 50s, 60s. So let's get a zoom in of her and I'll show you how I did her. Now for my Leota, I did a collage of both the 2003 version, like I said, which inspired the stand, and then Leota Tomb's head. Of course, I just couldn't differ from her, so I decided to do as true as I could to Miss Leota Tombs. That was no easy feat. She is an extremely beautiful woman with pretty high cheekbones, and it was really hard to imitate that and make it look lifelike. It was really leaning towards cartoon, my first paint, so I had to go back and repaint her. But this is the end result, and I really like how she came out. Now, a lot of you ask me, is the ball glass or is it plastic? It is indeed plastic. You can get this on Amazon. They have numerous sizes. I chose the size that best fit my stand, but I mean, you can make her as big as you want or as small, depending on the amount of room you have. I, for one, am running out of room. As you can see, I need to make projects smaller. It's plastic, so she's fallen off of her stand before, not on purpose, and she's been just fine. So definitely keep that in mind if you do glass. And I believe that I've seen some versions with fish bowls, and that is completely great, you know? It just, whatever works for you. Just keep in mind, whatever stand you have, the heavier it's gonna be. I could not find anything like this, and of course it was custom made for the movie, so I had to make a custom made version myself, and I'm really happy with the way it came out. I think that the 2003 version is just a little bit more detailed and a little bit more, I don't know, it just makes sense to the character and its integrity, you know, like they look like they're channeling the spirits. The theme park version, it's ornate, it's beautiful, but this one's just better. Now the hair was definitely, it was hard because not many wigs are that big, and it was hard for me to find a wig that filled the whole ball. But I ended up finding one, and I teased it, and I did some dye to her hair so that it could be a little bit more misty, a little bit more smoky. I put some just white strands of hair in there to make it look like smoke. And I actually am really happy with the way it came out. It fills the whole ball. There's no desired space. For the face sculpt, you know, I really had a hard time because I didn't want her eyes to be closed, but then I thought, well, maybe that would look best because she would look like she's like, you know, conjuring some spirits. I thought that I would have her looking to the side. I think that would be best. So let's get a zoom in of her face. I don't know if a lot of you will know this, but the head is actually not only inspired by Leota Tombs, but it's actually her head. They did a life mask cast of her face in plaster, and that is actually her face. And this head is actually used twice in the attraction here, and her head is also used as a few of the dancers in the ballroom scene. So keep an eye out for those cheekbones. So my process for making this character was actually really fun. Of course, once I got the ball, the stand, and the head, it was just a matter of carving a little circle in the bottom of the head, bottom of the ball. So I carved a circle in the bottom of the ball to get the head in there. Just so you know, at Disneyland, it's the same thing. There is a hole at the bottom of the ball and it's just plugged, and it's really seamlessly done, of course. So I think that was the hardest part for me with this project, is making sure that it floats. And I was having a hard time with if I was gonna put magnets to keep it up, but I decided just the easiest way would just to be a wire. And that's when teasing the hair really came into play, because once I teased the hair enough, it just hid the wire and you can't even tell, and it's actually at the top. So make sure that if you're gonna do this project, to tease the hair. You know, if I would have done anything differently with this project, I think that I would have casted the stand not in 3D print, but I would have made a mold and then cast it in resin. Of course, that costs a fortune to do with silicone and resin, but I think it's worth it, and especially if you want it to last a really long time. I'm not sure how long 3D prints last. I mean, plastic seems to last forever, so hopefully this does the same. For a Halloween display or for your room, I think she'll be perfect. You can also just have her floating. I mean, she floats in the ride, so you can have yours floating just like hers. I thought about doing that just to save on space, because this stand and the size that I made her is, she's huge. She takes up a lot of space, but what's not to love about the Haunted Mansion? You know, I also have the Hitchhiking Ghosts and a couple other characters from it, which I'll do videos on. So I hope you subscribe. Hope you make Miss Leota, because she's a great project for any Halloween or any Haunted Mansion fan. Well, everyone, that's it for this episode of Imagine with Royce. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button and press that bell icon right over here so you can be notified whenever I upload a new video. I'm going to be uploading videos every week for you. Lastly, I always like to mention, and I also like to thank everyone for your kind words and for your interest in my art. I know there's a lot of people that do this, and I hope that everyone finds inspiration in their own way. And always remember not to just follow your dreams, but to chase them.